Hello, my lovely viewers, and welcome. I am Kira, a romantic ace, and tonight we are rerunning Chapter 14 of Endless Summer Book 2. So if you joined me last Friday, you will recall that we've already played Chapter 14. Now, you may be asking yourself, Kira, why on earth are you replaying Chapter 14 if you've already played it? Well, my lovely viewers, we got to the end of that chapter, if you were here last time or if you watched that VOD, and realized that I missed a clue, which means I would not get the full bonus scene at the end of this act, which I can only assume is at the end of Chapter 15 because that's the close of the book. So, I mean, I have the achievement hunting tag on this stream for a reason. I have a way that I'm trying to play this game, and I am going to do it, damn it. Told you I cuss. So, I need that clue, so we're gonna rerun it. I've still got, I'm still gonna try not to spoil it for anybody who this might be their first time seeing this chapter. So this will be the version that we carry over going forward. So the last VOD is just kind of it's an alternate timeline, if you will. I've just splintered the timelines, which is very appropriate for this game, actually. So, yeah. So with that, the stinger for Chapter 14 is, at last, you and your friends find your way home, only to learn that there's no home to go back to. What does that mean? Besides giant volcano in the middle of campus? Let's find out! This is Act 6, Chapter 14. You can't promise anything anymore. Error, cannot locate target. It's almost like we're not on the island. Imagine! You and your friends stand together, gazing out at a fiery hellscape. The gate worked. We're home. It's a volcano. You're saying this is... Sean silently watches the destruction, his face creased with pain. His voice is hoarse when he finally offers an answer. Yeah, it's Heartful. Ah, man, no way! Yeah, last I remember, there wasn't a freaking volcano in the middle of Frat Row. I don't understand. What happened? Surely this is the distant future. It must be. You slowly spin around. The lava stretches as far as you can see. Let's see, what did I do last time? I think I did figure out what happened. Oh yeah, because the rationale was that, you couldn't really help survivors until we knew what happened, and probably in the process of figuring out what happened, we would find survivors. So, but again, this is one of those false dichotomies that the game is setting up for no reason, because there's honestly no reason why we couldn't have two teams on this. One group going out and actively looking for survivors, and another group investigating what's going on, so that we could then converge, and take care of everything at once. But no, apparently we have to choose, which we shouldn't, but, I'm still going to go with, we have to figure out what happened. Good point. We have no idea how to stop this if we don't know what it is. There could be people suffering out there right now. Suffering! Don't you care? Again, no reason you couldn't go out and look for survivors while the rest of us do something else, Sean, but... And it seems to be stuff that's centered around Sean, too, I notice. Because the last time they had a really bad false dichotomy was back in book 1, where you had a choice between a group that goes off and basically tries to figure out what happened again, but it's back at the Celestial, trying to figure out why there's no one else in sight, and another group that just wanted to go chill by the beach because they'd had a really stressful day the day before. And there was really no reason, and it's what they ended up doing. They just ended up having 2 groups, but then, like, the group that went and investigated was all resentful of the other group for staying and, you know, playing on the beach, and it's like, but why? Why? There's no reason to resent that. Everybody can do different things, and it's okay. Anyway. And yeah, Sean was part of that dichotomy again. And it's like, yeah, dude, you can't do that. You can't do that. Come on. Come on. Especially when it's like 2 very valid options. Like, just knock it off. You can have multiple people doing different things. Okay. We do, Sean. We're just trying to save everyone instead of however few have lived this long. Yeah, and, I mean, a volcano popping up in the middle of anywhere apropos of nothing caused a lot of destruction. I don't even know how this college campus is still standing, to be perfectly honest, because how did this volcano actually rise without major seismic activity that would compromise all these structures? But whatever. I'm just trying to bring logic into a story that clearly has none. So... You climb down the building's creaking fire escape to the street level. You join Diego and Grace by the edge of a lava pool near the foot of the fire escape. There, a golden chest plate gleams in the red light. Is that armor? Yeah, looks ancient too. Look at the engravings. Must be from a museum or something. How in heaven's name is it intact? The lava should have melted the gold instantly. I really hate the fact that Alistair is the one actually being, calling this out a little bit. With a little bit of genre savvy there, take a drink. I don't think it's gold. I think it's amber. Oh, great. Where have we seen... tools of war made out of armor before, I ask you? The armor shimmers, beckoning. You feel drawn to it. Acting on instinct, you squat down and reach out, touching the armor. What on earth are you doing? Don't touch it! You're gonna burn your hand off! It's cold. It's not hot at all. Feel it. What's that engraving on the back, Kira? You run your hands along an intricate engraving running down the spine of the armor. Looks like a DNA helix that turns into a chain? Interesting. I wish they would show us a picture of that. I realize that they can't have their artists render everything that we talk about seeing, but there's some things that we deserve to see, like, cool shit like this, or Quinn riding a Yeti. Still a little salt. Oh, and the kittens back at Elistal, Syrax's kittens, they didn't show us those. And there's a blue crystal at the nape of the neck. Wonder what that's for. Well, I mean, we know what that's for. I'm a little surprised Diego doesn't actually living among the Vanti for as long as he did, because it's a Vanti thing. So Varen was wearing one when he swung in to our hotel room at the end of book 1 and tussled with Jake and ended up killing him by accident. And we grabbed it, and we were just really wanting to go back to before it happened, and then we did. And we see Varen kind of try to use it again earlier in this book when his mother dies and she tells him no. So that's what that's for. It's a time crystal, basically. I don't know if you can go forward, because we've never seen anybody try, but you can go backward. I don't know if there's an upper limit on how far you can go back either. I imagine there is, but we don't know it. Nobody's said anything. Man, Kira, you've got a serious death wish for touching that thing. As you open your mouth to respond, you think you see vague, colorful auras glowing around some of your friends. So we can say, I should be more careful, which Quinn likes and Raj doesn't. Or, some risks are necessary, which Craig likes, but Michelle doesn't. Okay. So basically it's a little mini walkthrough. Alright, so I have a few points to lose with Michelle, and it's easy to get points with Quinn at other times, but Craig is a little rarer. Craig is a little bit more difficult even than Michelle is. So I'm going to go with some risks are necessary. You're more of a daredevil than me, Kira. And this is the guy who threw a rock at somebody's head and turned them into our enemy way back in book 1. So that's kind of scary. Why are you saying that like it's a good thing? I mean, I'm the smarter daredevil, though, let's be fair. Whoa! How'd I know they'd react like that? Well, if it's cool to the touch, are you gonna take it out? Looks like it'd fit you. Jake trying to dress us up. It's so cute. Alright. Alright, so this is, I called it like the She-Ra look last time. Chat pointed out it's kind of an Iron Man type look. The Andromeda armor reveals how friends will react to your decisions. Let's take a look. So yeah, not all of this can be made of amber. There's pieces that definitely look like they're metallic. We're only talking about a breastplate. I don't know where the pauldrons or the greaves or the gauntlets are coming from. I don't know where this fabric is coming from, the clearly fabric of the skirt and the kind of, like, ribbons hanging off of us magical girl style, which, you know, excellent. And, yeah, I'm not sure what these silvery bits are made out of. And I have no idea how this can possibly be safe to, like, pull out of the lava, because even if the armor itself somehow has not thermalized, it's still pulling up, like, it's not, the lava's going, there's gonna be some of it stuck to the armor, and how are we gonna get that off? That's what I wanna know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure, based on, going back and looking at the VOD and trying to figure out where on Earth they would stick a clue, that it's gotta be the armor. So, as much as I don't want to spend 25 diamonds for what's basically a walkthrough, that we certainly won't be able to use for, like, the entire rest of the game, I don't think, I'm going to buy it. Purchased. You drag the armor out of the lava and slip it on. I don't understand how you're alive right now. You and me both, Grace, especially considering our player character has died, what? Several times. So I don't even know how many times I got her killed yet. And I've watched all of you die at least once. So, yeah. Death is kind of optional on this island. Except we're not on the island anymore. We're back at Heartfold, so technically these rules shouldn't apply. Who knows? It's actually pretty breathable. I don't think that was Grace's main concern, but okay. Oh my god, that did it! Alistair is now friends with us! So I managed this in the last episode and was actually really surprised because I have never completed the series with Alistair being friends with me. I didn't even reach it and then lose it. So I'm honestly surprised that it's even possible, and I've been gunning for it. I've basically been gunning to try to get everybody to be friends with me. And that's tough with Alistair. You have to agree with him literally every time, and apparently if you do that... And I didn't even do it literally every time. There's a couple times I did lose points with him. And I still managed it by the end of book 2. Interesting. Okay. Anyway. While it's certainly a handsome set, none of this explains how it came to be sitting here. Were we really gonna try to figure that out? What, Grace, what? Suddenly, Grace shrieks and claps a hand over her mouth, pointing with a trembling finger. You follow her gaze to an ash-covered pile of debris nearby. Oh god, did we just find a body? What's wrong, Grace? It's just... You step closer and realize it's not debris. Ooh, yeah, okay, I think we're gonna be talking about a dead body here in a second, so heads up. It's bones. Oh, this is the clue that we missed, isn't it? Oh man, that is not a good way to go. Behind you, Raj retches. Everyone backs away from the skeletons, except Michelle, the pre-med, who pokes around the pile. There's gotta be a dozen of them. A dozen, you say? A dozen. Oh, those poor people. They were probably classmates. Hartfield students, just like us. Did they die quick and painless, at least? I don't know. You'd have to ask the people at Pompeii, Raj. So yes, that was the clue that we missed, the charred skeletons. I was wondering when they were talking about, like, dead people in the last stream, how we knew because we hadn't seen any evidence. This was the evidence. Okay. Yes! Alright. Achievements. Okay. Quick, yes. Painless? No. Okay, well, like, I guess if it's quick, that, like, few seconds of pain isn't as bad. I don't know, this is still horrible, but... You wander down the streets of your college town, climbing over hills of smoldering wreckage. The world is eerily silent, save the distant, sustained rumble of the mega-volcano. You walk together down the middle of the street, despair and dread hanging heavily over you. This cannot be. We did everything. Everything we were supposed to! Yeah, well, sometimes you don't get what you want, Alistair. Dude, look! This was Andrew's field! He used to play Ultimate out there every weekend. Yeah. And there's Green Library. That was like my second dorm room. Yeah, because the first dorm room was probably miserably uncomfortable. I can't believe this. Jake puts a hand on your shoulder. Aww. Can't imagine how hard this is for you, to see your home like this. Well, Jake, you're from Louisiana. What do you think that place looks like right now? 'Cause, if there's just volcanoes springing up apropos of nothing, then the Delta regions aren't looking so good. I don't even recognize it anymore. Craig, you coming? You notice Craig lingering behind, staring up at a huge billboard. You can still make out some of the text advertising season tickets. And pieces of the two men photographed side by side, the numbers 5 and 68 emblazoned on their jerseys. 5 and 68, you say? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm coming. Sean stops walking, and you see him swallow hard. Sean? Yeah, he understandably does not look happy to see his college campus in ruins. Like, this being someplace where he's lived, and, you know, everything. Yeah, I get it. He breaks off from the group, marching forward across the crumbling street. Where is he going? You follow him into a half-collapsed building, up a charred staircase to a second-floor apartment, and find him standing in the middle of the soot-covered living room. Sean? What are we doing here? Well, judging by the fact that sad music's coming on, I imagine we're gonna learn something. This is my mom's place. Was my mom's place. Oh, Sean. I wasn't here, Kira. I told her I'd always protect her, and I wasn't here. Okay, well, you can't blame yourself for a volcano. What were you going to do? Seriously, what? It's a volcano. You gonna go fight the volcano, Sean? He's gonna try to fight the volcano, isn't he? Oh my god. You put your arm around him. Sean, we can say, we'll fix this, which still only has a 47% chance of success. Interesting that the armor doesn't really give us any further advantages on tough choices. I'd kind of figure it would. Or, I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, 47%. We're gonna go down in flames if we try that. Probably quite literally. So, Sean, I'm so sorry. I can't even describe how sorry I am. Sean wipes his eyes and stands up. No, I'm sorry. Sorry I'm having a breakdown right when I'm needed. Let's get going. Okay, buddy, you do realize you are allowed to have feelings. Like, even if it's a quote-unquote bad time, there's no time crunch here, honestly. I think we've determined that there probably aren't any survivors in the immediate region, so as long as we're still fine, you are free to, like, have your feelings. God, just, the toxic masculinity is just oozing like lava out of the cracks. Ugh. I don't think we're in the future. Raj points across the street to the entrance sign for Hartfield University. In faded marquee letters, it reads, 2017 summer session begins this Monday, June 5th. Ooh. Yeah. What was it, like June 4th when we went through the time portal? I think it was. I think that's what Grace said in the New Year's Eve episode. So yeah, interesting. June 5th of this year? And I did have my lovely viewers check last time. June 5th, 2017 was, in fact, a Monday. Oh my god. That means this eruption would have happened around the day we... the day we flew to La Huerta. We're not in the future. We're in the present. Dun dun dun! The world ended 6 months ago. We just got the memo. The storm. You mean all that turbulence on the way in? The sudden dark clouds and the lightning? Holy crap. That was Mount Atropo erupting. We flew straight through it into some time bubble or something. Okay, yeah, no, what they animated, at the beginning of book 1, and then you see it again in the recap at the beginning of book 2, that's not an eruption, that's ball lightning and storm clouds and shit. That's not how volcanic eruptions affect the atmosphere generally, so I don't know. I don't necessarily like them trying to stretch it that far. I'm perfectly happy with the, like, weird storm just, you know, being on the edge of this time bubble, because I can see that fucking with weather patterns. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like that as much. The island alone stayed safe, while the rest of the world burned. We all know Atropo's no ordinary volcano. It was a massive buildup of energy that tore space-time. Well, okay, Doctor Who. You know, just punching a hole in space-time, like you do. Honestly, what this reminds me of most is when it was first forming, before the crust cooled. You're saying that the eruption somehow sent the planet back into the Hadean era? Oh dear. Sean hangs his head. Okay then, there's no one left. There's nothing we can do here. Okay, so, moving on, I guess. Oh, don't say it, dude. Don't say it! We have to go back. The 12 of you are heading back toward the dorms, when Diego suddenly freezes and squints. What's up? So, this might sound weird, but does the horizon look closer? You all look out to follow Diego's gaze. Huh. That ain't right. That's not the horizon. That's a tsunami. You know what? Hot take here. But a giant wave of water sounds pretty refreshing right now. I think this whole planet could use some... It's a tsunami of lava, Craig. Okay, yeah, that's worse. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's bad. Run! Hurry! Back to the rooftop, go! As the wave approaches from the distance, you all sprint as fast as you can, finally reaching the fire escape and scrambling up to the roof. The gate! It's gone! How the hell do we get it back open? I don't know. Oh no. You see the wave of lava cresting, just a mile away and closing fast, a churning wall of molten rock consuming everything in its path. Yeah, remember those 12 bodies we found? You know, a dozen. Varen! He must have taken the island's heart out of the machine and is on his way back to Elistel! Yeah, cool. We're screwed. We're gonna die right here on this rooftop. You close your eyes and search for him in your consciousness. We're just going to Professor Xavier this, huh? We're going to literally reach out thousands of miles to try to mind meld with this dude. Okay. Varen, can you hear me? In a flash, you're seeing through Varen's eyes. He's still in the Masada complex, slinking past arachnid patrols. Hiding behind a corner, he checks the heart in his satchel. Still safe and sound. He watches a patrol pass by and is about to sneak forward when he pauses, sensing something. Huh? I think I can reach him. Diego takes your hands and looks into your eyes. Help me, Varen. You're my only hope. Aww. It's cute. And of course Diego would die. True to form. On brand, making a pop culture reference. This means Jake's gonna do something dramatic here in a minute, isn't he? Yeah. The words ring in Varen's ears. Diego. He's in trouble. Please be okay, Diego. He quickly yanks the heart out of his satchel and places it delicately between the electrodes. And nothing happens. Uh-oh. No. No! Back at Heartfold, the wave of lava towers over you. Holy mother of... Varen got the heart in, but it's not turning on the gate. Something's wrong with it. Something's missing. Everyone's eyes fall on Quinn. So yeah, this is an interesting question. The heart possesses Quinn to a certain degree. So there was this question of, like, if we took her off the island, what type of effect was that going to have? And apparently it's this. The heart of the island, or the island's heart, no longer works. So what that would mean for the rest of Vanu, I have no idea. But that's kind of scary. I don't know what I can do so far away, but I'll try. Quinn closes her eyes, focusing, and soon scraps of debris around her start to float in the air. No, I don't sense it. Wait. There. Varen's desperately tapping keys on the command panel, when suddenly the heart begins to radiate a blinding light. The sphere splinters open, revealing the portal within. It's open! A sphere of purple light materializes on the rooftop, as the shadow of the lava wave darkens the sky. Go! Everyone runs for the portal. As the others leap through, Grace trips and falls hard to the deck. An eroded crossbeam falls on her ankle. Oh sure, now everything starts collapsing. This whole place has been, like, completely sturdy this entire time, but Grace runs for the portal and it decides to crumble. Of course it does. Ah! Grace! Go! I've got her! Sean runs back, heaves off the crossbeam, and lifts Grace into his arms. Come on! You dive through the portal just as the wave hits. You feel a blast of heat behind you. Cool, is there like lava coming through this portal now? Because that seems really, really, really bad. There's a flash of white light, and then you fall flat on your face back in Masada. The cold, rusted steel is a sweet relief. Thank you. Thank you. Craig kisses the floor. All around you, your friends are sprawled, exhausted. Quinn? Are you... I'm okay. I'm me. Varen pulls Diego into a tight hug. You are okay. I came as quickly as I could. Did you miss me? The gondola. We can get out that way if we hurry. Security's still scrambled, right? Maybe we can get across before they realize what happened. Agreed. That's the plan. Find our way back up to the gondola, get back to Elistal, and regroup. No! No! Enough! Everyone falls silent and looks at Alistair. He's sitting on the floor, with Grace lying in his lap. Smoke rises from her singed hair. Her face is flushed, and her breathing is shallow. Enough plans, enough adventures, enough! Easy, Malfoy, just... Jake claps Alistair on the back, but he swats his arm away. No! We almost lost Grace. Do you fail to realize that? She almost died just now. Okay, but I've literally watched you all die at least once, so I don't want to hear- This is the first time. Tiny brush with death and you're freaking out. Shut up. I've been carrying this around for almost 2 full books, dude. Dude. I don't want to hear nothing. Nothing out of you, man. No. No thank you. And we could have all joined her. Why? Did you miss the part about giant volcano? We are fighting against something we cannot possibly understand, and we will all die. Okay, well, first of all, everybody dies. Second of all, Varen literally just said, let's go talk to Ukjal, let's go find Ukjal, Of course we're up against something we don't understand, that's why you go find out what it is. God, so dramatic. We'll be alright, bruh. Alistair, I promise you, I won't let anything happen. Ah, of course. And you've never failed to keep a promise, is that right, Sean? Alright, he's sneering. Take a drink. Everyone looks at the floor, uncomfortable. Diego turns to you. What are you thinking, Kira? I just know that we can say we can't quit trying, or we're in way over our heads. Oh. So the last time I said we're in way over our heads because both of these are true, essentially. We can't quit trying. There's no reason to quit trying. But we're also in way over our heads, and I don't feel like that's necessarily a negative thing to say since Varen literally just said, let's go talk to Ukjal. But the game kind of presents that as being negative, and I don't know. I mean, the timelines have already diverged, right? Because I picked up the armor, so... I think I am gonna change my answer here. I think I'm gonna go with we can't quit trying. I just know that we can't quit trying. No matter what, I'm not giving up. I can't imagine you being any other way. Yeah, see, Alistair is no longer friends with us, and I don't give a shit. You damned fool. Yeah, well, fuck you. Grace opens her eyes, still flushed and singed, and looks up at Alistair. Alistair, I know it looks bad. Unfathomably bad. But there's always hope. There has to be. I wish I could believe that. Yeah, we know. God. Look, are we making a run for the gondola or not? Clock's ticking. It always is. Up ahead, Alistair bumps into a pristine white trash bin, knocking it over. The contents of the bin scatter on the floor. Ah! Are you trying to attract attention?
Oh, gross! Get away from that, yo! That bin says biohazard disposal on it!
As Alistair and the others continue walking, you pause by the overturned bin. I don't see anything gross in there. It's just some crumpled paper and... Huh? It's one of those amber idols! Are you gonna take it? So yeah, it would figure that Alistair's idol is in the trash. So what do? We can take the idol, which I've already paid for the first time I ran this chapter, or leave it. Well, I came back just for the armor. I'm not gonna walk away without the idol, which, you know, I love the design of this, you know, because it's Alistair's idol, so Serpens, the snake, and it's like, this looks very Jafar as all-powerful sorcerer to me. Like, this is a very, very, very similar design. Anyway, all this to say, I'm gonna take the idol. You delicately pick up the idol with 2 fingers and lift it out of the garbage pile. You close your eyes, awaiting the visions, and nothing happens. Oh, right. I need to touch it with Alistair at the same time to see the visions. Jake reaches a closed automatic doorway and hits the touch panel. It beeps and flashes. Huh. Access denied. Looks like we hit a dead end. Let me try. I was able to activate my father's computer at the Celestial. Alistair presses his hand to the panel, and the door slides open. Ah, nicely done. I knew you'd come in handy. Oh my god, Jacob Lucas Mackenzie, go to your room. That was terrible. That was awful. That was the dad joke to beat a lot of dad jokes at... Wait. Does this mean we're pregnant? Because I guarantee you, we've not been using condoms every time with Jake. Like, people don't typically carry that many condoms on their person, and I have a hard time believing we've been able to stay consistent with, like, birth control pill dosages if we're on the pill. Now, we could have an IUD or an implant, but that really depends on whether or not our health insurance covered it. Alistair just stares at him. At least he thinks he's cute. Are you finished? Yeah. He's so disappointed. But like, dude, it was a terrible joke. And Alistair... Has Alistair even remotely ever made a joke? Oh my god, I don't think he has. I don't think Alistair has said like one humorous, or one thing with humorous intent. Ever. Interesting. Anyway. You continue through the winding halls of Masada, when suddenly a set of video monitors nearby flickers on. On every screen, Everett Rourke smiles serenely. Hello, Alistair. Ew. Damn it! He's onto us! Yeah, his own kid unlocking doors certainly wasn't gonna raise any alarms in the system. Definitely not. Ignore him. Just keep moving. You start to jog, threading faster through the halls. But around every bend, more monitors show Rourke's unnatural grin. Oh, Junior, how your recent cleverness makes me regret all the time we spent apart. Perhaps you would have been a worthy successor after all. You abusive fuck. Ugh! Alistair looking, reasonably, put out by this. Ugh, does this guy ever shut up? Alistair, we can say tune him out, or remember, he's messing with you. I mean, tuning him out doesn't seem to be working too well, so Alistair, just remember he's messing with you. Sure. Tell him he's his father's puppet. That'll help. That wasn't what I meant, but okay. See, Alistair is friends with me again because I dumped a point with him earlier, but now I'm back up, and this is fascinating to me. And you'll notice we haven't gotten to my favorite scene yet. Okay. Anyway. No, Kira is right. My father manipulates everyone around him. Alright, hold that in your mind, Alistair. Remember that. He's a manipulative son of a bitch. Just internalize that. Alistair, look! Straight ahead is another hallway connecting two wards of the complex, with sealed hatches at each end. The security station is here. I'll try to override using my father's ID. Alistair taps through several screens, then presses his hand down. The first door slides open, and the rest of you run inside. We're in! Get the next hatch and we're through, Alistair. I don't know why we run in without him. This is weird. Like, wouldn't we wait for both hatches to open and then all go together? What breaks my heart is knowing how this will end. Knowing that I drove you to this. How can you possibly know how this will end? Even I don't know how this will end. Mostly because I don't remember exactly the end of this book. I remember the end of the series. I don't exactly remember where this book ends. Knowing I drove you to get your friends killed. Oh my God. Ugh. Alistair hesitates for a second. You're more like me than either of us ever wished to admit. Too stubborn to admit we're in over our heads. All I can do is think about what we could have accomplished together. Oh, what the fuck ever, man. All you can think about is the fact that all your plans are going up in smoke because we thwarted you, and now you have to find a way to get it back. That's what's going on here. We know you're not concerned about your son, or about us. You're concerned about your bottom line, or whatever it is that is your top priority here, because it's certainly not us or your kid. Alistair's face goes cold. From inside the next hallway, you turn around and look back. Alistair's frozen, his hand hovering over the control panel. And you realize what he's about to do. Wait! Alistair, don't!
I'm sorry.
He moves his hand to the side and presses a different panel.
No!
You sprint back, but the first hatch seals shut, trapping all of you inside.
What the hell? He locked us in.
Sean and Craig pound on the door.
Alistair! What are you doing? Let us through!
Alistair steps up to the small glass porthole in the hatch. His voice is muffled through it.
This is for your own good. I know you'll see that one day.
Oh, yeah, I have problems with this, I know what's best for you thing. This is such a very, very, very privileged position. This is such a rich person, a white person, a man type of position. To stand here and be like, well, I know what's best for you. You clearly don't know what's best for you. Grace steps up to the glass, just inches from Alistair. How could you?
Don't you understand? My father's right. He's always been right. If we keep running, we'll all just get killed. We'll be as dead as those skeletons back in Hartfield.
This is the line that didn't make sense before, so I'm kind of interested that they didn't edit it out.
If there's anyone who can fix this, anyone who can protect us, it's him. But, dude, he's evil!
Thank you, Diego. For the genre savvy, take a drink. Finally!
You don't think I know that? But right now, he's our only chance.
Yeah, do evil people have a great track record of keeping their promises, Alistair? Is this a thing that is common? Because I don't think this is a thing that is common.
You'll thank me one day. You'll live to thank me. That's what counts.
Us having watched too many idol scenes, I feel like we have some room to disagree on that point, but whatever. The doors behind Alistair open, and several arachnid troops surge through. Alistair, we can say, you just made a big mistake. Or, I forgive you. Once again, I realize that, player character is basically morally good. I'm not sure we're necessarily lawful good, but we're morally good. I still don't think we're altruistic enough to look at this guy who just sold us out to somebody who we know definitely does not have our best interests at heart and say, I forgive you. So, no. Alistair, you just made a big mistake. Yeah, and he's no longer friends with me, and I don't even care.
I'm not stupid, Kira. I don't expect you to understand this yet. You will. Step back.
Alistair turns away, letting the troops close in. Once they have you covered from every angle, they open the hatch.
Out! Slowly, hands in the air!
Each of you raise your hands and cautiously step out into the control room. A dozen submachine guns are aimed point blank at you. The soldiers part, and Rourke enters, followed by Lundgren and Lila.
I must say, I'm getting quite the sense of déjà vu at the moment. Then again, we all know how this place plays tricks with time. Ha ha ha! Isn't it funny? Look at me, I made a joke. I can't possibly be that bad. I have a sense of humor, which is more than we can say for my son.
Ugh. Seriously, just launch him into the volcano. I guess at least we did get to watch him die when Zara shot him. So that's some comfort. This is true. Rourke steps forward to Varen, who already has arachnid soldiers holding him still. Even with 3 of them, they struggle to hold him back. Attaboy! Fight the system! Rourke digs into Varen's satchel and withdraws the island's heart.
No! It's beautiful, isn't it, Lila?
Yes, Mr. Rourke, it is.
So much energy in so small a thing. It seems I've never been more wrong in my life. You talking about the day you picked out that suit?
Oh my god. You're gonna get a shot, Jake. Or at least gonna get yourself shot. See, he's gonna go out on brand though, goddammit. He's just... He's angling. Okay.
For years, I believed that the 11 of you would lead me to the endless. That you were the keys to unlocking its secrets. But all this time, your destiny was to lead me to this. So you'll keep them safe. As you said, you will not harm them? Are you kidding? Of course I won't harm them. I've no reason to. I have someone standing right here to harm them for me.
Alistair looks from his father to you.
Well, will you let me keep you safe? Will you surrender peaceably?
You look around one by one at your friends, and... So we can surrender or spit in his face. I really am not interested in being diplomatic. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. You sell us out to the guy who is gonna put us all in tanks and do God knows what to us. Like we saw in Jake's idol scene, which I'm glad that unless I do my own transcripts, I never have to watch again unless I'm ready. Player character were definitely in one of those, and since we know Rourke was naked inside his, even though they show us in, lingerie, of course, because this is T for teen and we can't show nipples. At least not girl nipples. We show boy nipples, but not girl nipples. We were probably naked. And I feel like that's not inconsequential, to be perfectly honest. All of this to say in a lot of words that I am going to spit in his face. You spit directly into Alistair's face. He flinches and wipes it away.
Boom! Got him! Yaha, my turn next. Ugh, making this easy on yourselves, I see.
Yeah, you know what? That's sneering again. Take a drink.
We shall imprison you in moderate comfort until the conclusion of this experiment.
Moderate comfort.
I shudder to think what that means. I genuinely do. We had a deal, Rourke. And I will keep my bargain, as I said, at the conclusion.
I just...
Relieve them of their belongings, then take them below.
Alistair grabs your bag. You pull back on it, and the snakehead idol tumbles out. You both reach down for it, touching it at the same time. Here we go. The world around you vanishes in a flash of white. You feel yourself wrenched back through time. You all know what's coming. We've got to get through the backstory first, but every idol scene ends the same way. Okay, here we go. You're looking at an auditorium, packed with serious-looking men and women wearing expensive suits. And on the stage, pacing back and forth, framed in a bold white spotlight. Which brings me to my final point. That in the end, for all our technology, for all our progress, we are still collectively bound to the same wheel as our ancestors were, 10,000 years ago. We are born, we age, sometimes we breed, and then we die. Yes, because that's just how biology works, my guy. For all our achievements, all our victories and defeats, all our moments of joy and sorrow, we end up nothing but dust. We have shattered the atom, set foot on the moon, built networks that instantly connect the whole world. By this we mean the areas that we've decided are important. Because try getting high-speed internet connectivity in rural areas, even in the United States. It's not easy. And yet we are all still slaves to time. This, then, is the true final frontier. Not space, not life, but time. Okay, but Nick, no, he just got done talking about, like, you know, we're born, we age, you know, we have kids, we die. Like, that sounded like he was heading for, like, the life, you know, immortality type of road, not really the time road. Rourke is not actually a stellar salesman, is he? I guess you don't need to be when you just have so much money that you can just convince people that you know best because you have lots of money. I wonder who that worked out for so fucking brilliantly that he's now got his finger on the trigger of the entire nuclear arsenal. Guess. And Rourke International, as always, will lead the way. The room bursts into applause, but one young man sits with his arms crossed, looking skeptical. That's not skeptical face, that's angry face. I don't know what skeptical face would be, but that is angry face. You feel yourself lurched out of the moment, hurled along, forward in time. All right. This is another reason I was willing to replay this chapter, is that we get to watch this again. So, named character death is coming up, but we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be excellent. Here we go. Into the master bedroom at the Elysian Resort. Alistair sits alone on the bed, gazing out, a strange, haunted look on his face.
Well, well. So it's come to this.
Someone knocks on the door. Take a drink. And now I'm out of drink. No. Alistair rises, using a polished wooden cane to help himself walk.
Come in.
An arachnid soldier enters, holding a report.
Sir.
Well, don't dilly-dally. How bad is it?
Namazi's kill switch virus has decimated our operations, sir. Masada, the observatory, the Daedalus station, they're all gone.
The Daedalus station, you say?
And my father? I'm sorry, sir. He's dead. Namazi shot him.
I am very concerned that the timelines are merging, though. I don't think everything can be part of the same timeline. Like, certainly Grace's is a completely different timeline, because that ends with everybody literally getting blown up by a bomb. And I'm not sure ours can be part of this timeline, because we've collected everyone's bodies. And I'm not sure we'd be able to do that out of this one, because we'd have to somehow drag both Zara and Jake's bodies out before everything blows up. So there's at least 3 timelines running around.
I see.
Alistair turns to gaze out the window.
So what did you add up to, old man? What did you end up in the end?
Dead, like everyone does, because we are mortal beings and we die.
Nothing but dust.
Alistair turns back to the door, but the soldier isn't there anymore. He's lying unconscious on the floor. And in his place is...
You traitor.
Okay, so first of all, I don't know how we got all our skeletal muscle back after 5 years in a Bacta tank, but I know it's not a Bacta tank, but that's what I'm calling it. Or where we got our clothes. But yes. Yes, 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 yes! Okay.
Kira!
Alistair staggers back, pressing against the glass. Fat lot of good it's gonna do ya.
How are you? You're supposed to be...
You pace towards him. Your outfit is stained with blood, your hands clenched into fists.
You lied to us, you bastard!
You sold us out! To Rourke! And for what? A seat at his table? A pat on the back?
I did what I had to do. I don't regret it.
You cross the room, cornering Alistair against the glass.
They're all dead, Alistair. Because of your father. Because of you. You can't blame me for every single thing that went wrong on this island.
Oh, yes, I can, and I will. I can blame your father. And instead of standing up to him, you took his side. You chose him over us. Over Raj and Michelle. Over Zara and Craig and Diego. Over Jake, Estella, Sean, and Quinn. It's very interesting that they lumped the love interests together in one sentence, actually. Over Grace? At her name, Alistair's eyes soften. He takes a deep breath.
Whatever you're going to do, Kira, do it. Otherwise, you're just wasting time. And time is all we have.
In another life, Alistair, I think you could have been a good person.
But not this one.
Yes, 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 yes! You shove Alistair hard with both hands. He flies backwards, shattering through the window. In a flash, you're back at Masada. Alistair tears the idol from your grip and stuffs it back in your bag.
Stop. It's over, Kira.
You glare at him, and all you see is the look on his face as he died by your hand. Not yet, it's not. Alistair and the guards pile your things in the corner.
Good work, my boy. Meet me in my office.
You'll also notice this is the only idol scene where we didn't come out crying at the end. Or at least very upset. I forget if we full on cry. I think we did cry at Michelle's, which was the very first one. Because, like, I could see if maybe we didn't because we didn't quite grasp what was going on. Especially since her death isn't on screen in that one, it's just implied. And they progressively get more blatant as it goes on. But, yeah, we're definitely not upset. It's wonderful.
Wait, I don't want Grace to be imprisoned.
And now we get back to this whole, like, really, the optics on this are really bad. This, like, almost ownership of Grace. Like, he thinks he has a right to that, and it's really, really bad. Alistair walks up to Grace.
I'll make sure you're treated well, and...
Thwack! Grace slaps Alistair hard across the face, leaving a stinging red mark. Yeah, girl, just... Yes. Yes. Grace smacked him, but we killed him. Grace threw the first punch, as it were. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Don't you speak to me ever again. Alistair simply nods. As he goes, he pauses.
I still want her kept in her own residence, not a cell.
Yeah, she's being treated like his pet, and I don't like it.
Very well.
Rourke snaps at a mercenary, who grabs Grace and drags her off after Alistair. Now, it's just your remaining friends, Rourke, Lila, and several arachnid troops.
So, are we back to the Ghostbusters part now?
Oh, Diego, we could only hope.
You mean the containment pods? Oh, no. That's no longer necessary. Lila?
Yes, Mr. Rourke?
Kill them all.
Yep. So remember a couple chapters ago when we had the option to ask Lila what she would do if Rourke ordered her to kill us? I didn't ask it because I was angling for something else, and plus she was just gonna lie anyway, but if she'd have said, oh, you know, that'll never happen, or, oh, of course I wouldn't, you're my friends, or, you know, whatever, that's looking like one hell of a thing now. So we figure, right, there's a whole other book, plus one more chapter just in this book, but, you know, you could take up one full chapter just with the fight, you know. These two books have taken place over the span of, you know, for us, like 10 days. If that. Just remember this every time we have a diamond scene with Jake. Just remember that. And so yeah, you could very easily take up an entire chapter just with a fight scene. But yeah, so player character and the 4 love interests all have to have contractual immortality. Alistair's no longer there, Grace is no longer there. So at minimum, more than half of us are going to survive. If that's any comfort at all. So that is chapter 14 complete. We found the clue, and we found the catalyst idol. Oh, I feel so much better now. Okay. Alright. So we can restart chapter 14, or continue on. I will pick this back up on Friday. So same time, same place. Twitch.tv/aromanticace at 7 p.m. Pacific, where we will close out Book 2 of Endless Summer. I presume there's going to be a bonus scene at the end, because I can't imagine them carrying the act over into another book. Maybe we'll find out what we do with these idols. I forget if that actually happens here or in the next book. I would assume it's in this book. But to do that, we kind of have to survive Lila first. So tune in to see how many of us survive. Enjoy whatever it is you do between now and Friday. Catch you later.